everything else. Gave it as much as I could. Alright. If anything, it'll be recorded. Alright. So, Josh, last thing that happened to Rito was that you were in the Cave of Lance Rock, I do believe.
That's correct.
Let's go say... Are you going to be playing with Sam again?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay. Not exactly sure how to rule this.
You die in there, and you woke up in a Poke Center.
I was kind of thinking about that because of the way that we also have Jake gone. I thought it would be interesting if you wake up to... yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So the cave collapsed, and that's the last thing that you guys have kind of known in the other portion of the campaign, correct?
Cave collapse. Yeah, we went inside and we saw some extra stuff. Fought some other stuff.
Okay. You seem to have blacked out at some point during the fight. It is, let's say, a few hours later, and you awaken to find yourself back into Red Larch.
Okay.
More specifically, you find yourself at a woman's house named Meandiver. Of course, everyone in town calls her Minnie because that would be impossible to pronounce, and I'm saying that multiple times during the session. You are with what looks to be a very well-kept man with an amazing mustache. And he kind of looks down at you and says, "Oh, some people brought you in. Minnie here will take care of you. She kind of owes us a few favors, but you might want to find me back in the tavern in a little bit." And he walks out. And he disappears forever.
No.
However, after a while, you're kind of laying in this person's bed. There's this older kind of woman that comes in, checks on you every now and then. She always gives you this weird look because she's never seen someone like you. Aarakocra, of course, are odd in the area.
Certainly.
Yeah. They've obviously heard like rumors and whatnot, but for the most part, you are the strangest thing in town, right? Well, you would be the strangest thing in town right now, except for there's a skeleton drinking at the bar. Speaking of which, the ground beneath you starts to shake and shiver. Going back to the bar, we see the same thing happening there, as our party is kind of conversing with each other at the bar. Some of them trying to get missions done. Some of them just trying to get some objective done, like stripping someone. After a while, though, the building starts to shake and rumble, and a lot of people start to panic because of all of like the random decorations on the wall. Like let's kind of say that this looks like a Cracker Barrel. There's a bunch of shit in the wall, and everyone's like, "Oh no, the shit's gonna come down! An earthquake! What earthquake?" So everyone sort of scatters. What's that?
They have the fried okra.
They have the best fried okra in town. I always at the Swinging Sword. So everyone sort of panics. Everyone kind of runs out separate doorways, and you guys find yourselves outside. Unfortunately, Jack and Tsukiya, you look around and you don't see the rest of your party. You no longer see Broden or Jake or the half-orc. No, what was Jake's character's name? It was Tolgar.
Yeah, Tolgar.
Yep.
Okay. You no longer see Tolgar or Cassie. And as you kind of look around, you see a kind of heavier set man. Not rather heavy set, like very large, but more of... He's in his 40s, he's got a beer belly, but he's still kind of well-to-do. And he's going to walk over to you guys, or run over to the entire party, or you guys right there, because the bartender's with you. And he's going to go, is everyone out of the building? Is everyone all right? Of course, bartender's gonna nod. He's like, "Ah, God, we've never had earthquakes like this around here. Or at least not this bad." You guys can kind of hear inside the building, and you see some other people standing outside their own buildings, kind of like just waiting for the earthquake to be over. The tremors are still kind of going on, and you hear things clattering around inside the actual swinging sword. That man is going to run inside the building, and he's going to be yelling the entire time, trying to see if anyone is actually still in the building. You guys are free to do what you want.
I think I'm still in the building, correct? Or am I in a different building?
You're still in a building, but you are in a bed at this woman's house.
Okay.
You kind of hear her kind of scream, and she starts screaming at a child, telling her, "Get out, get out, get out!" Or kind of like rushing someone out. She's gonna pop in the room, go like, we gotta go, we gotta go."
I am definitely happy to leave because earthquakes and anything to do with the ground is not my friend. So I'm gonna try to I will get up and I will kind of both help the child out as well as Minnie.
Okay. She stares on you wide-eyed as you kind of come out of the room, and it's kind of the thing you're used to. And I'm assuming by helping her out, you mean kind of like reaching over, grabbing her hand, and kind of like not dragging her out, but kind of like leading her.
Yeah, and if I need to, I'll kind of wings open. Oh, actually, no, my wings are part of my arms, so never mind. But just kind of hurrying along.
Okay. She seems amazed by the entire situation, and she follows you directly. One of their dog kind of goes in tow behind you. Where is... You guys safely kind of make it outside. You see two other people kind of running from this kind of together, and they go, Minnie, are you okay? Of course, they have a little conversation. "Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Nothing in the house seems... Nothing in the poultry seems harmed. What's going on?" And they start having a short little conversation. Nothing but small talk about the earthquake.
I'll turn to her and I'll say, "Well, that was awful."
The older woman and the older man kind of look up to you and go, "Yeah, that was awful. Minnie, who is this?" And she goes, "Oh, that nice paladin that came over and he helped us out with that ghost. He brought him in after a while. Some other people kind of brought him in tow. They said he passed out going up to Lance Rock, and a lot of them kind of look at you weirdly, and they say, wasn't there a plague up there or something?" They start talking about the plague and kind of ignoring you after a while.
As soon as I see they're kind of ignoring me, I'll wander off. Am I inside of either the bar or the Adventurers Guild?
No, you are. It's kind of south of the Adventurers Guild. Okay. It's a small little shop at the edge of town called Meander's Poultry.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a perception check as you kind of walk. I'm guessing you're walking towards the guild.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in that direction.
Okay.
Let's see. 13 plus 5 is 18.
Okay, so I'll keep that in mind for a second. Going back to the other party, you guys kind of see that older kind of pot-bellied man run inside of the building. Why don't you guys go ahead and give me a perception check as well?
I got an 11.
I got a 22.
Oh, wow. So you guys are all kind of milling about, kind of outside. The man had just gone inside, started yelling. as you kind of looking around, kind of surveying the situation, trying to figure out what to do next, you see a odd sight, what looks to be well, Jack sees what looks to be a bird man walking up the street towards the guild. And Mr. Birdman, you see in the far distance, you see an odd figure. Unlike most of the citizens of the town, this person seems to be wearing a cloak of some sort. And he turns down your street, and as he turns his face to look at you. You see underneath his cloak, he's got a odd mask on his face. It's almost like a pure white, no nostril holes, and like two tiny slits for eyes.
Okay.
And as he sees you, he's going to turn around and start running up the street.
Just so you know, the undead are one of my favorite enemies.
Okay.
So I get like extra bonuses against them.
Oh, good. Perfect.
So I don't know if that like I can tell whether or not she's actually a skeleton or undead or etc. But
I'm gonna say right now you don't notice them at this point.
Okay.
You're kind of as you're kind of going up the street, you do notice the kind of general area. There's a bunch of people standing outside, but you are going to notice this is a different figure. You're actually looking up the street.
Oh, okay.
This person is just draped in this black cloth, kind of tied around their neck. They have their hood up, but as they look to you, just white mask, two little slits for eyes, and underneath you see various belts and things attached to them.
Okay.
And it looks to be some sort of like leather jerkin,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, some like old-fashioned pants. And he looks to you and sees you, and as soon as he does, he's going to turn and run down the street.
Is he running out of town or into town?
He's from where you are. He's running further into town.
Okay. Okay.
So kind of the same direction that you're going up, like north, I do believe.
I think so.
Yeah. From where you are at now, he's heading north.
Okay.
Yep.
This isn't the first time I've had people see me turn and run away. So I'm not going to react or chase him down or anything.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm gonna nudge Tsukiya and be like, "Hey, you see that bird guy over there?" And point him out. Yeah, he looks like he's going towards our guild hall. You want to go talk to him?
Yeah, I was planning on heading back that way anyway, so might as well.
There
Perfect. So I guess we're gonna go over and meet Rito.
So Rito, as you're kind of looking down the street at this man running away from you, seemingly afraid of you, which is like typical, it's average. You kind of get this odd sense about you, and you turn, and you see Tsukiya, you are a half elf, right?
Yeah.
Kind of this tallish half elf walking towards you, along with what looks to be a skeleton, shambling towards you menacingly.
As soon as I whip around and I see the skeleton, I will draw my bow.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep on walking, shambling menacingly.
Let me do wisdom, just so if you two are walking right next to each other. Let's see what I get here.
Go ahead and actually, I found this from another podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll me an insight for a kind of self-check of what you know.
Cool. 12 plus 3 is 15.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely, as your character's looking at them, you notice that the skeleton is not shambling towards you, that the DM was totally exaggerating. And as you kind of wait there for a few seconds, that skeleton should have been attacking the person next to him. So, or
Unless
her.
that person was a necromancer.
Unless that person was a necromancer, which you actually look at after looking at Tsukiya or the half-elf for quite some time, you realize, I don't know, that they look like they actually came from the forest. I mean, it doesn't look like a natural. Necromancers usually have long full robes. This person is not really dressed for necromancy. They have a bunch of bones and potions and whatnot on their belt. Usually, like, necromancers have a bunch of cuts and scars, but this person seems okay.
Okay. I'm still going to keep my bow drawn, but I'm not going to attack.
I'm gonna be like, who the fuck you think you're pointing that at?
I assume you're about, like, what, 20 feet away by this point?
Probably, yeah.
I'll shout back at them, you killed my family! Ah!
No, I didn't. I've been dead.
Exactly. Legions of undead killed my family.
What? So you think we're all the same? You think all of us are the same people?
Yes.
Wow, racist.
Well, you don't have a face.
Well, did the other ones talk to you?
And not even feathers either.
Well, how do I know you got bones?
Well, I barely have bones in the first place. I will, like, kind of offer my arm to her to show her that there's a bone inside of it. It's kind of like let Gwynn's character feel it.
Okay, I'll feel his arm and be like, okay, I guess you got a skeleton. You're okay.
I'll pull out one of my feathers and try to, like, find a place to stick it.
I'll stick it in, like, my ear hole.
Just to make it match, I'll pull out another one and put it in your other ear hole. There. Now you have longer ears than the half-elf.
So as you're decorating the skeleton, from behind you, you're going to see the same kind of pod-bellied man kind of jog up to you. And he's going to go up to Tsukiya specifically, and he's going to, oh, yeah, you guys the one that, the bartender told me that you guys were the one that took care of the ghosts in town that the kids were kind of worried about. I just wanted to thank you personally.
Yeah, it was no problem. I'm more concerned about this earthquake that just happened. It seems like this isn't a very common occurrence. Do you have any idea what's going on?
To be quite honest, I have no idea. These recent events with the dust storm the other day and just the rains beforehand, and it's been confusing. I've been kind of conversing with a half-orc trying to figure out maybe if all of this is connected somehow, but we haven't had any leads. So,
are you the mayor of the town?
I wouldn't say that. If anything, I'd probably be
So you're running for mayor?
No. I'm probably the closest thing to this town. The closest thing for this town is maybe a constable,
Okay.
kind of like part-time sheriff. I actually work at the butcher shop as well, but this is kind of what we do in our free time.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Free time? I don't know either, because I obviously do this all the time. But,
have you noticed any strange people, well, besides us, because we're a little strange, hanging around the town lately?
I'll
There's
give
been a lot of
Tsukiya-
strange people coming in and out these days, to be honest. I mean, points at Rito. There's a flying bird thing.
Sure.
There's a skeleton.
But
There's,
I saw some people in robes earlier. I didn't get a good look at them, but I followed them, and they were acting a little suspiciously, and I'm wondering if they might be somehow connected to all the bad weather occurrences going on.
Oof definitely said something about that. He did.
Oh, well, I just saw someone in robes.
Oh, which way do they go? I mean, I usually just deal with bandits. I know there's been rumors about these people at night coming out with masks, but they typically just scare away people.
I'm assuming. Well, it seems like he was scared of me. I mean, that's not that unreasonable, but it happened. He ran that way, and I'll point in the direction that he ran off.
He's like, well, I haven't had time to actually look at it myself. If you want to go up there, the only things up there are, well, there's the butcher shop, which is where I work at, and there's also the quarry up ahead. If you want to go check it out, I'd be more than grateful. I've still got a few houses to kind of go to, see if everyone's okay. But if you guys wanted to do that for me, I greatly appreciate it.
Earthquakes,
Yeah, sure.
quarries. This makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, thinking about it, it does kind of make a lot of sense.
It's like it was planned or something.
I need. Here, hold on. He gets out like a notebook, writes it down. I've got to tell Oof this later. Rocks may be connected to ghost.
Wait, there are ghosts in the rocks?
Well, no, there was ghosts,
There's
but
skeletons in the rocks.
I'll draw my bow again and aim it towards like the first large rock I see.
whoa. Well, why don't you take that nervous tension and go see what was going on up there? I'm probably gonna work my way up there, and I'll probably meet you there after a bit.
You're right. There's probably more rocks in the quarry, and more rocks means more skeletons.
Yes.
More things to shoot for you, so please don't point that at any of my citizens. They're already confused enough.
Are they skeletons?
That one is. That one's about the only one.
Oh, okay. Then no, I won't point it at any of them.
Okay.
Wait. Are they zombies?
I mean, some of the old broads are, but that's
Okay.
about it.
So it's okay if I kill them, right?
Well, I was joking. This is sarcasm. We have it. Yeah.
Birds don't have sarcasm.
Oh, okay. I'll have to. Birds don't have sarcasm. Period. All right, cool. This might be useful information for later.
Oh, it will be.
Actually, if you don't find anything there, come find me again, because I might have another thing I would need you to do. Probably not tonight, but pretty soon.
I'll add it to my quest log.
He's like, good. All right, let's see here. He looks down at his list. All right, gotta check Jalessa's house first. Okay. He starts walking down the street south.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I turn to this bird creature and I introduce myself.
Very formal of you.
I'm gonna reply, "Hi, I'm Rito. I'm 5 years old."
The skeleton is John, Jake, Jim, I don't know. I just met him.
I'm
And
just
Jim,
gonna-
I don't know, is a weird name.
My name's Jack Marrow.
Hi, Jack.
I
I
don't
watched that weird
really-
whistle thing you do. I'm gonna try and whistle, but I can't because I don't have lips.
What whistling?
The I'm gonna make to the best of my ability.
No sound comes out.
You just hear like the wind start blowing.
I'm just gonna kind of squint, but just otherwise not respond.
Oh. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, we just met. I don't really know why he's here, but he doesn't seem to be too evil. So
Yeah, I don't think Rito seems very evil.
no,
He seems pretty nice.
Skeleton. I'm talking to Rito right now.
Yeah, I didn't kill my own family. She might have, or he
Might
might
have.
have, but
I didn't
I
kill
don't
my whole family.
So we should keep an eye on her, but she can, or he can stay with us for now. Yes.
Okay.
Can I just make a note that like druids are typically like totally against skeletons and the undead and whatnot?
Yeah, no, like, I'm very put off by her.
No, I think that's great that you're playing it that way, and I didn't realize that Rito actually has favored enemies undead. So it's just like both of these people really kind of hate you.
Yeah.
So my backstory, basically, the reason why I'm like off traveling alone is because a necromancer and an undead army slayed my entire tribe.
So
And as such, he like hatched on his own after the fact,
oh.
and has so basically that's why Rito 1 knows nothing. Yeah.
Aw, poor Rito.
Poor dumb Rito.
Okay.
Alright. Did we get a rest after our last battle? Or no?
You would have had a short rest kind of coming into town doing whatever. So you can roll your hit dice if you'd like.
I don't lose any hit points or anything. I was just wondering.
Yeah,
I think the only thing I used one of my uses for my wild shape,
Okay.
but I have 2 of them, so even if I didn't get it back, I should be fine.
Yeah, if anything was on a short rest, seem to be completely healed and fine, as if you did take a long rest. So I think as a ranger, 2nd level, I think you get spellcasting, so all your spell slots and stuff will be back.
They were still full from last time, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's see here.
Um,
All right.
I guess I was going to ask if we needed to get anything from the guild hall, but as far as I know, these 2 aren't part of the guild hall, so
This is true.
yeah. So I guess, are you guys ready to head to the quarry then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, since you guys will let me go with you, let me go.
I'll agree and we do it.
How far is the quarry? Is it just like on the edge of town, or is it further?
It's on the very edge of town. It's actually portion of the town is actually part of it. Give me 1 second. I loaded it up, but I don't know where it went. It's still in the town. They're still building kind of like next to the quarry. And there's like a little hill that blocks the rest of the town from seeing directly into the quarry, but it's just like a short little walk.
Okay. As he says, all right, we're like to make preparations to go. I'm gonna bend over onto the ground, kind of like scoop up a little featherful of dirt, and kind of like hand it to each of them. And I say, "Here, put this in your pockets."
Okay.
I take it and I pretend to put it in my pocket and I let the dirt drop on the floor.
Can I roll perception to see if I see this, or should I just work with passive?
You know what? Let's ask. How do you?
Oh, you cut out. Hold on. What was that?
Oh. How do you feel, Nate? How do you feel about him seeing this? If you actually do, just kind of like drop it to your side. Are you being sneaky about it, or are you?
Yeah, I
Not?
was trying to be sneaky about it.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a sleight of hand, and then
Can
go
I do-
against your
Can I do
passive.
perception instead?
You can do that. Yeah.
Alright. I got a 14.
My passive perception is 15.
God damn.
Oh. So he sees you. He sees you kind of just, yeah. Just slowly drop it to the ground. You turn away like nothing actually happened.
I'm gonna scoop it back up and kind of hand it to him again. Not just like thinking here you it didn't actually go in your pocket. You'll actually need this.
All right, and I put it in my pocket this time.
Alrighty.
Are we ready?
Rito looks satisfied.
Rito with a smug grin upon his face, you guys head north into the town. As you kind of pass various places, you go past your guild hall. and you go past a few other buildings until you reach a small row of other buildings and a small hut at the side, just at the entrance to the quarry. And out from behind one of the buildings, you see one of these hooded figures as he kind of like yells at you behind the mask. He goes, "Hey, where do you think you're going?"
Isn't this where I saw them run when I was following them?
Yes, you saw them go north into town towards kind of the quarry.
Okay.
The quarry!
The quarry. So he kind of approaches you. He doesn't approach you. He stands probably about 50 feet back. He goes, "Where do you think you're going?"
I'll respond again with the exact same way I did last time.
Oh, that was a problem on the DM's part, not mine.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna assume he said it twice. He didn't understand. He didn't understand Orin the first time. Or Aarakocra. Cochrane? I don't even know how to pronounce my own race's name.
Aarakocra.
Yeah.
He goes, "All right, well, maybe. Why don't you turn around and go back from what you came?"
Why?
Because the quarry's in a safe place in an earthquake.
Exactly why we're going to the quarry?
It's
Don't worry, I've been buried before. I can get out.
I was about to say that sounds terrible, but I have too.
Yes, much recent.
I'm just gonna keep approaching until he does something else. If he's gonna try to stop us, then we'll deal with that. But I'm just
he's actually standing on the opposite side of the road of the quarry as you guys kind of approach. Are you going towards the quarry or going towards him?
I'm going towards the quarry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you all start walking toward the quarry, he's going to run up to you, raise his hand, not actually up to you exactly, part of the way to get there. He raises his hand, and several walls block your path. The earth kind of molds up in front of you and has these little stone slabs that try to bar your way. He goes, "All right, I don't want to have to tell you a second time. Leave the quarry alone."
I fly over the wall.
Let's see here. He goes, "All right, Birdman." And let's see here. This is actually a good one. You see him kind of mumble something underneath his breath. He reaches his hand out to you,
Mm-hmm.
and around you, you see these yellow rings of light, and they sort of like go around each of your arms,
Okay.
and they slowly start to bind your wings to your arms. Go ahead and roll me a strength save.
Oh, great. This is just great. 4? No, 8. 6. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, these little yellow bands of light kind of restrain your arms after you kind of like fly over. These arm bands kind of appear, grab your wings, and pull them into your body, and you no longer can fly.
As soon as I see the robed man cast a spell on Rito, I swing my staff at his head.
Okay. Well, we're going to roll for initiative. I will give you that because he kind of had a little surprise round, but as he kind of casted that, you'll get a whack at him, so to speak. So everyone roll initiative.
3 plus 3 is 6.
11.
16.
Okay. I heard 16, 11, 3 plus 3 is 6. That was for Rito.
Yep.
11 was for Jack, and 16 was for Tsukiya. I do believe. Yep. Pretty decent. All right. So, Tsukiya, go ahead. As you kind of see all of this happening, kind of this restraining of this poor winged creature, you're going to whack at his face. Go ahead, give me a... or actually, are you going to use Shillelagh, or are you just going to straight up whack him with the staff?
Well, because it was just like a quick reaction. I will say I have not cast Shillelagh yet. So.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one.
So I use my strength modifier to my 20.
Yeah, it would be your strength modifier plus your d20.
Yeah. So that's terrible. I got a 7.
Okay. I also think you actually add your proficiency as well because you are proficient in stabs, right?
Uh.
I think you are.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure druids are by default.
That makes it 9.
So you start swinging at him, and you hit the side of his arm, but it feels really weird because instead of what should be it looks like only he's wearing some robes and some leathers, but as you kind of swing and hit him on the side, you feel a very solid thunk, as if you just hit the earth or like hit the ground with your staff. All right, we will go into initiative rolls. He is actually going to go first, and he is going to look to you. I didn't realize that he doesn't really have much. Oh, yes, he does. He's going to take out from behind his back what looks to be a glaive. He's going to swing at you. Ooh. First one is going to be a 7. That's going to miss. He's sort of swinging wildly at this point. He swings to either side of you, kind of frustrated that you've not only defied him, but you guys are still trying to get in the quarry. He just starts swinging wildly at you. Tsukiya, it's back to your turn.
All right. I am going to first. I use Shillelagh. That's a bonus action, right?
Right.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast Thunderwave on him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it up. Is that a dexterity saving throw?
I don't know. It doesn't say. So that would just...
It should say. Hold on. Ugh.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. There we go. Alrighty. The earth kind of below him sort of rises and falls as you cast your thunder wave. He is going to get... What is the DC for your spell? He rolled a 12 plus his 2. So he's got a 14.
1 second.
Okay.
Eight, 10.
14 is the highest DC saving spell you could have at this level, so he probably beats it.
13 is mine.
Yeah. Does Thunderwave do half damage on a miss?
1 second. Sorry.
Okay. I am also looking up as well.
I think it does, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, half as much damage and isn't pushed. So just 1d8.
Okay. No, roll both of them, but then half that.
Oh, okay. 5.
Okay.
Did
So
you round down, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So he takes 5 points of damage as the wave of earth kind of flows over him. At this point, you kind of notice there's also something else that happens as your thunder wave kind of like lifts him up and tries to like knock him away from you. The leather jerkin and what was underneath his robes sort of materializes this dark or this light gray material, almost as if it's like made of brown mud, but it forms into what looks to be an armor below his robes, as he sort of like stamps one foot in the ground to like secure his positioning. Next in the order is going to be Jack.
Alright. As a bonus action, I'm going to remove my arm, and then I'll take my attack action to swing at him and hopefully knock his head off. Probably not, though.
With your arm?
With my arm.
Do it to it.
That's 11 plus 4 plus 2, so 17.
That will hit.
Perfect.
I feel like I needed the song Spooky Scary Skeletons kind of like just inserted here.
Spooky scary skeletons.
6 damages.
Alright, so he takes 6 points of damage. Already on top of that, 5 points of damage got for Tsukiya. Kind of turns to you, and you see kind of like beyond his mask. It just looks like this weird, strange face staring at you constantly. But as you hit him, you kind of hear this like kind of harumph, like almost disdain as he looks down at you.
What, you got something against skeletons?
Yeah.
It is your turn, Rito. You're on the other side of these little kind of columns that block your path, so to speak. But I mean, you can go around them. They were each for individually in front of each of you, so you can easily go around them. But you are no longer able to fly.
Am I still able to use my arms, though? Like, would I be able to draw my bow?
Yes.
Okay. I am gonna step around in between two of the walls. I'll draw my bow if I have a clear line of fire.
Um.
Like, I'm just
Yes, you
wondering
do.
if. Okay. And if I then have that, I will fire my longbow at him.
Okay.
Cody, John says that we're apparently offline.
It's keeps going on and offline.
Okay.
I don't know why it
Fine.
keeps doing that.
6
can't-
plus. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna be messing with this. You go ahead and talk.
6 plus 7 is 13.
A 13 will miss. Your arrow kind of flies into his shoulder, but it seems to tink off. Like it hits the robes, but there's clearly something underneath, and it tinks
Right.
off.
Am I able to kind of like use my bonus action to struggle against these yellow magic bindings?
Going to say no.
Okay.
It almost feels like that your body. It's not just that it's holding your wings. It's more like it's actually just holding your. It's not only holding your wings.
It's just like holding me down.
Yeah, it feels as though you've been magnetized to the earth.
Okay. This is like Rito's worst fear in the world.
That's kind of yeah. The priest, it's his turn. The arrow kind of tinks off of his shoulder, and he turns to look at Rito, and just does that little scoff again. Looks back to you, down to you, Jack, and goes, "You're supposed to be working for us." And he's going to take out his maul, or his glaive. That's the wrong character. Ooh, he's going to crit on you and swing at Tsukiya for a 16. Tsukiya. I will roll up those damages as soon as I figure out where my d10s are at. Where are my d10s at?
Just roll a d8.
Roll d6.
Alright, so...
Don't get greedy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That is going to be, Jack, that is a 13 with your crit, and a 7 to Tsukiya.
Okay.
Okay. He's going to try to. I'm not really. What the? All right. Can someone explain to me what the hell a glaive is? Is that just kind of like the long? It's not a halberd,
Something
and it's not.
a sword.
Like that, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
I do not know.
It's a spear with a point. It's like a spear with kind of a knife on the end. So like imagine if a chef's knife. But
Okay,
it's,
yeah.
it's kind of like a halberd.
So it's not like the big,
Oh.
like a halberd. It's just like kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like imagine if a chef's knife was taped to the end of a staff.
Okay.
Got you. Okay. Not sure where the hell he was hiding that, but
In his sleeves.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's very like contradictory.
Maybe his
Um,
pole is telescopic or something.
Ooh,
It's the same way everyone carries around a 10-foot pole.
Always like bumping on the ceiling. All right. So next in the order is Tsukiya.
Okay.
This man seems very dangerous.
Yeah.
I really don't like him.
I am. First, I'm going to do my produce flame spell, and then I'm going to use that to attack him. So it's a ranged attack spell. So what does that mean?
That means you are going to use your attack bonus to throw it.
Okay.
Attack bonus.
So what is it against?
It will be against AC. So you have to roll a d20 plus your spell attack bonus, which would be if you had a.
And I miss. I got a 12.
You got a 12. Yeah, unfortunately that does not hit. The fire you throw the fire, and it singes off a portion of his robes, just kind of revealing more of this stone-like armor below it.
Okay.
All right. Next in the order is going. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
And I regain 5 hit points.
Alrighty. It's not bad. Alright, Jack.
Alright. I'm gonna hit him, and as I hit him, I'm gonna be like, I only work for myself, bitch. 24 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
Yay.
And, Tsukiya, you're next to him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot to roll my extra sneak attack damage last time.
Check out that sneak damage. So, yeah.
That's 7 damage.
Alright. As you kind of put your retort to the point, you take your skeleton hand, or your skeleton arm, and you bash him in the chest. It doesn't seem to actually... It hits the earthen plate solidly, but enough to actually kind of wind him. He kind of bends over, kind of in pain. And Rito, it is your turn. You see him bend over, and it is your opportunity. You know that he's about to get up in the next few seconds, and you can get him right in that mask of his.
I will aim for one of the small slots in his eye mask with my bow again and fire away.
Ooh.
Let me see. Where you go? There you go. Oh, there we go. Crit 20.
Oh my gosh.
For
Yeah,
27.
That arrow totally flies. Go ahead, roll your damage. Double roll the dice twice.
Yep.
As the arrow kind of flies through the air, he gets up slowly, and you've almost timed it perfectly. That arrow gets right into his slit. But not only that, it starts to crack and crumble his mask, and you see blood dripping out of one of, underneath. Oh, God. You see blood dripping underneath the mask itself, and blood slowly starts to drip down his chin to his chest.
12 damage.
All right. All right. as he kind of does this, he kind of coughs and sputters. A portion of the mask actually starts to fall off, and you see a portion of his mouth, and he goes, "Shit, I didn't realize people like this were here already. That fucking guild hall." And he's going to take the disengage. Actually, let's see if I can do this correctly, because spellcasters. He's going to look at all of you, and he's going to say, through his one good eye, he's going to say, "Why don't you just stay out of other people's business? There's only one way this can happen, and we need this too."
Says the guy who was trying to block us from our business.
Yeah.
Jerk.
He kind of turns and runs from Tsukiya and Jack. And as he does, the... Oh. He's going to turn from Tsukiya and Jack and start sprinting in the opposite direction towards a kind of more cluttered portion of the town with more buildings. He's going to mutter something under his breath again, and Rito, you're going to feel resolved of these yellow bonds. You're no longer magnetized to the earth. As you see him sort of go out into a blur, he's going to take the disengage action, turn, also take a dash action as he casts a certain spell, and runs into the town. He almost seems to turn and just quickly move 60 feet in an instant.
Okay. Here's what Are we out of combat?
Not necessarily. It depends on what you guys want to do. Do you want to try and chase him down? It seems as...
Yeah, if it were me, so now that I can fly, I fly 60 feet up into the air, and if I'm going to try to hit him with my longbow if I can see him from up that high.
Okay. If we're going to do that, let's do this in a stick and initiative order.
Okay.
Tsukiya, what are you going to do? But this is what I'll do. I'll get what all of you are doing, and then you all kind of doing it at the same time. This is going to be like dynamically turn into a chase.
Cool.
So, Tsukiya, what are you going to be doing?
So you said he's 60 feet away?
Yeah, he seemed to turn and just instantly...
Okay, I'm going to use my...
just run off in a...
I forget what it's called when I turn into an animal. I forget what the thing is.
Wild shape.
Yeah, wild shape. And I'm going to turn into a dire wolf.
Ooh.
And I am going to chase after him.
Winter is coming. Okay. How fast is a dire wolf?
They have a speed of 50 feet.
Okay. So you have a bonus action to transform. You also have a... Yeah, you wouldn't be up on him. You could also use your action to dash as well if you'd like. You could move 100 feet. You could get up to him, but you wouldn't be able to attack.
Once I get to him.
Right.
Could I, like... I know it's like kind of an action, but can I like position myself to like block him off from running any farther?
I would say if you could go around him and get in front of him with 100 feet as you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
It would give you an opportunity attack if he didn't take the disengage action. But obviously he's trying to get away from you.
Yeah, because technically he's not in combat anymore because he ran away. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jack, what are you doing?
I'm going to run my 25 feet and then pull out my short bow and shoot him.
Okay.
Okay.
I've changed my mind completely about what I can do because I forgot about one of my spells. So can I still see him from where I am on the ground?
Yes, he would probably... I'm going to say 20 feet away from you initially, and plus the 60, so about 80 feet away.
Oh, perfect. So I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Ooh, I remember this.
So Hunter's Mark gives me advantage on any perception or survival check to find him. Also gives me more damage against him.
Ooh, nice.
And that's
Is
for an
that?
hour.
Yeah, that's for an hour. That's a bonus action, correct?
Yep.
Okay. What are you doing with your main action?
I guess I'll still do I'll fly up and I will try to shoot him with my bow from the air.
Okay.
I'm
What
only
if-
going to fly up about 20 feet or so.
Okay. So I have a question for you all. Do you want to knock this man out, or do you want to capture him, or do you want to kill him?
Rito wants to kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to kill him.
Okay.
I surprisingly don't want to kill him.
If you guys had said something, I wouldn't care about not killing him. But
Even if either of you had said something about it, Rito still would have shot to kill.
I
Because
mean, like, even if I'm the one that ends up like knocking him out and then kill him just because you want to, I'm not going to be pissed about it. So
Yeah, I'm going to say this.
Oh.
The rules specifically state, like, actually knocking someone out with an arrow or a ranged attack is kind of impossible.
yeah.
We're going to
okay.
stick with that. That's why I was asking you to.
Sounds
I
good.
think I like that because that way you have to actually get up to him and knock him out. You can't just, like, pot shot him and knock him out.
I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, I don't either. Kill that bitch.
Okay.
He made me attached to the really don't.
You sort of transform into this wolf form, run up to him, and get in front of him. Jack, you move up a certain amount of feet, about 20 feet, closer to him, and trying to take a pot shot at him. Go ahead and make a roll for that.
Alright. I will believe an 8 will not hit.
No. It seems to sail past him and barely miss Tsukiya, now in his dire, I was about to say dire weasel form, dire wolf form. Rito, you sort of, you apply something that you've only known from your kind of out in the wild natural thing, and no one else can really see this, but you see the mark of, like, some talon marks above his head sort of appear, and you know where he is. You kind of get this sense of what direction he is from now on. You fly up in the air a few feet, and you make another shot at him.
All right. Does a 22 hit his AC?
Oh, for sure.
All right. 15 plus 7. Yeah, that's 22. Oh, I have to roll damage. Plus Hunter's Mark.
Please, yeah, that kind of flies through the air, sticks him in the back. You almost, even through the robes, you've got him, it looks like you've got him between two panels. He sort of leans over and puts a hand on Tsukiya in the dire wolf form, and recoils almost instantly as, I'm guessing Tsukiya growls at him.
sounds about right.
Okay.
I just did max damage, so 14 plus 3, 17 damage.
Nice.
All right.
I just did more damage on my just attack than I did with my crit 20.
Well then. So, as he sort of gets shot in the back, let's change this little description since we've realized what the damage is now. He leans forward and puts a hand on Tsukiya's kind of side of the side. And Tsukiya growls, but as Tsukiya does, you notice him fall onto your back and just kind of just start coughing up blood. Some wet, moist something kind of drops onto your back, and you feel it slide down as he's obviously coughed up something on your back, and he slowly just sort of exhales as he falls onto your back. Sort of just laying there now.
I push him off my back onto the ground and kind of jump on top of him.
As you jump on top of him, you see he's not moving, not resisting, sort of, kind of weakly breathing.
Rip his throat out.
I was thinking about it.
His mask has been, it's this like white, almost porcelain mask. It's been cracked several places. You see the side of his mouth has been like just dripping with blood. That arrow, the very tip of the arrow is still stuck in one of his mask eyes. And you see slowly the earthen armor slowly start to like fade into dust. As the wind kind of blows, it kind of like slowly erodes away.
Well, I can't talk in this form, so I can't really do anything.
Okay.
I'll be able to talk to you soon.
So are you doing anything with him? You're kind of running over to Tsukiya?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly over and land next to him
I'm gonna be running over.
once I see him fall.
Tsukiya, what do you want to do with your prey?
I mean, I'm just gonna stay there and let my companions do whatever they want to him. If they want to kill him, then go for it. If not, then we'll let him live.
Okay.
It looks to me like he's dead, correct?
He's barely hanging on. He's on the way dead. Even as you arrive, he's slowly kind of just.
I'm gonna let him die, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything to finish him off.
Then I'm going to step on his throat as I use my hand or arm that I took off to flip him off as he dies.
You're making a very good, like, a convincing argument that you should be part of the group by mercilessly killing other people.
I'm okay with that.
So you step on his throat, he just coughing, and he looks up and he sees you flicking him off with your other hand, and he just kind of chuckles, and the dust, the rest of his armor kind of like fades away. But as it does, he slowly starts to blow away in the wind as portions of his body sort of turn into dust and fly away.
Cool. I am going to kind of use my wings to fan. As I see him like melting to dust, I'm going to fan him so that his body gets disintegrated. I want no evidence.
You guys are now, Tsukiya, you are now standing in a pile of dirt.
Well, I don't want to change back. We talk not in the game. Are we going to go back towards the quarry?
I mean, that's right. I was planning on it.
Oh
What?
yeah.
I was planning on it.
Then I'm going to stay in my wolf form.
I like it.
Is all of his gear disappeared too as well?
Yeah, it seems like everything on his person just slowly turned to dust.
Cool. I'm going to just kind of turn around and immediately walk away.
Okay. Go ahead and, for that fight, each of you go ahead and record. Let me bring up my calculator. I've got to divide it amongst you all. Go ahead and give yourself each 230 experience for that.
Yeah, we're level 3.
How are you?
Yeah, should be at 990.
I have no idea what my XP was before this.
I think, Sam just said something about actually changing into that, so.
Okay.
You were how long ago did you level to level 2?
Before last play session. So we had one entire session as level 2.
As level 2?
So did we.
We killed lots of zombie hulks, if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, just record 230 from now. I'll try to figure out what portion that you guys played, and I'll calculate the XP for you.
Cool.
Okay. So I'm guessing Tsukiya, no longer being able to talk, just sort of looks at the two of you and starts slowly going towards the quarry.
Yeah.
Okay. Very large, dire wolf goes across the pathway.
Is the ground that he changed, is it still like that, or did it revert when he died?
It is still like that, actually.
Okay. So we have to like climb over that to get into the quarry.
It was more like just immediately in front of you, like the 5-foot square in front of you was blocked off.
Sure.
Like,
You
I
could
ended
have
up
like
walking.
gone around it, but it was just like an immediate like, no, stop right there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just saying, I walked between two of the walls earlier.
Right.
Yep, I'd be following, reattaching my arm as I do so.
Okay.
When she gets it reattached, I'm gonna hold out like 5 feathers, like at my wingtip to her, or to him.
I would take them and bow graciously.
No,
And
they're still attached.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of doing this.
Oh, high five. Okay. I will definitely high five you.
High feather.
High feather.
I like that we're high-fiving bones to feather.
No skin contact.
Yeah, no, that's gross.
This is the weirdest group.
Mm.
So as you guys kind of approach the quarry, the entrance to the quarry is on the side of the main road. I'm pretty sure it's called the Long Road. But there's a fairly decent-sized hut. It looks to be the main entrance to the quarry itself. Not main entrance, but rather the administration building to the quarry itself. Looking further down, like the rest of the quarry is probably about like, I want to say 100 feet in front of you, just the very back wall of the quarry. It seems to be dug into the side of this hill. A portion of it at the top is dirt, and obviously as you go down further, you get better and better stone. There are portions, like, there are some pickaxes kind of like strewn about. There are a few caravans sort of like to take large pieces of stone in and out of the quarry.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out and kind of squinting at any large boulder.
Okay.
Just kind of like as we walk along, if we happen to pass by one, I'm going to just kind of squint at it, and as we walk by, kind of look at it until we get further away. I'll turn around and kind of like walk backwards and squint at it. We get further enough away.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if I hear or did the guy that we just fought, did he have a certain smell
Go ahead and
that I
give
would be
me.
able to recognize if other people had it?
Yes. Go ahead and give me a. I want to say, I guess perception check because it would be an animal. Go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage because I think that
I
there
have
will.
+5 to perception checks that include hearing or smelling. So
Oh, is it a +5? It's not okay. So go ahead and roll a perception +5.
I got a 20, not a natural 20, just 20 total.
Okay. Before you left, you kind of sniffed him a little bit. It doesn't. It had a hint of red larch. Like this general area has this. Every general area kind of has like smells, but a lot of what that you got from him was like, kind of this moldy, mossy stench. Kind of that underground sort of like, not clean air, but rather stagnant air smell about him.
Okay.
For the most part, you didn't really catch a whiff of, even in your human form, you don't have that great a perception, but you still can kind of like get a general sense of people. You didn't really catch anything from anyone else in town that you have met so far.
I mean, I have pretty good perception. I have passive 16.
Right. I mean, it's not like you're going up to people and going,
You're
I mean,
not, I am.
You also notice that on the small house or the small little hut, this reads Maliko Stoneworks. Let me give this stuff some actual thing. Yeah, other than that, you don't really get much of anything else. Kind of just random things that the workers in the quarry kind of have to use. There's some explosives off to the side, but not much. Probably like a small controlled explosives for general areas they can't really dig into. Other than that, you can't really see anything unless you really take a good look at it. Rito, with you kind of eyeing a lot of the stones in the area though, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Will do.
Nate, as he's kind of rolling that, were you saying something?
Yeah, what I was going for with that was to see if like there was a trail that I could follow that would take us somewhere more important.
2 plus 5.
Actually taking the sense of about him while in your direwolf form will give you this sort of like in Fate it would be like an aspect. You now have this aspect of he smelled like mold. So whenever you meet someone again,
Okay.
and you will actually get that sense about you. So go ahead and like just write on your character sheet somewhere just to keep a note.
Sure. And is that only when I'm in my direwolf form, or?
No, that's when you're in your regular form. That's what I was meaning it to be like, since you found it in your direwolf form and you were really good at it,
Okay.
you also get it in your human form. So just like mass person smelled of stagnant air, stagnant underground air.
Yeah.
And if at any point you're like talking to somebody and you're like, wait a second, can I get a general sense of this person?
Sure.
Do they smell like this person? And I will tell you. That'll give you kind of a piece of information to go off of.
Yeah.
Just make sure you keep that in mind. All right. Plus, it's also kind of a way to force Tsukiya to talk to people. Ha ha ha. I'm an evil GM. Where was I going with this? Rito, what did you get on your perception check?
7.
Okay. As you're kind of looking around, you're very suspicious to all of these boulders. They could all contain one of these skeletons. Even though this skeleton seemed pretty cool, you're thinking that the rest of these are probably going to contain skeletons or zombies or something that'll pop out.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of like darting back and forth between each one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to kind of do anything in the graveyard? Not the graveyard, the quarry.
To Rito, it's a graveyard.
Oh, yeah. There's too many rocks around. Someone could throw them at me.
I guess I don't know. I don't want to change out my form because I don't want to be out of it if we meet any more people. But all right, I'm gonna change back to my human form, and I'm gonna turn to Jake and Jake. He said that you're supposed to be working for him. What is that about? I'm trusting you less and less.
Wow. He said that, and I killed that bitch.
I mean, technically I did, but... I mean, technically you also did, so... And I kind of wing shrug.
We both killed him. I have no fucking clue what they're talking about. You want to know what I remember? I remember digging my way out of my grave, right where you guys were, and that's it. Well, I remember past that, but you know that whole story.
Right, but what would make you special that you weren't under their control? What every other undead is.
Well, she can take her arm off.
Yeah, I can take my arm off.
She can take his arm off. Oh, good point.
I don't know. Maybe my willpower is so great. Maybe I was so fucking nice in life that God gave me a second chance. Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, probably not, but
Maybe. Just a second. Let me pull up my notes. Mr. Fred Higglebottom had something to do with it. You know that note that I got.
I like that a dead person got a note.
Right. Wait.
Do you actually show it to? I have a question. Do you actually show it to them as you're discussing this?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to them.
Okay. If you do show it to them, both of you notice that it looks nothing like the notes that you had. It almost looks like a letter.
But can we recognize that it's from the same person, though, right?
Is the handwriting
No.
the same?
Yeah. No?
No.
No, because this says for me to say that Higglebottom is sorry to Sprybottom. That's what
I don't remember who it's who. I'm sorry.
There is a very specific name. For some reason, I don't have it in my notes.
It might not be Sprybottom. I was probably
Yeah.
writing that.
But which one? Who wrote us?
Figglebottom.
Finkel Sprywhistle is the person that gave you the guild hall.
Sprybottom.
There is mention of Sprywhistle in the letter, but other than that, there's nothing. All that it says is that Jack needs to tell Sprywhistle that this other person, who I have in my notes, is sorry.
Okay.
Also, he asked me to kill a winged elf lady who cannot fly, and to be his son. S-U-N?
S-U-N, yeah.
Yeah, S-U-N.
Do you know what that's about?
I'm gonna turn to her and say, "You know I'm not an elf, right? And I can fly."
Oh, I saw you fly. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
How long ago did you die, Jack? Jake?
What year is it now?
I have no idea.
I actually don't know. I don't know in the sense that Rito has no idea.
You guys answer her like it's a date. It's like, oh yeah, it's this such and such date, and she goes, or he goes, oh, that's 10 years later.
Okay. So, because you said that the letter looked pretty old, so I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about this elf lady? Supposed to find her.
I mean, to me, it makes sense that you would ask a dead person to tell another dead person that someone else who's probably alive is sorry. So Springlebottom was probably alive.
Right.
So when you were dead, did you tell Finklebottom?
When I was dead, I was sleeping.
Did you dream tell him? Did you sleep tell him?
I don't remember my dreams.
You probably did.
Okay, so we're all set.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think that we're all set. I just want you to think we're all set.
Rito doesn't care. Rito is, as far as Rito is concerned, we're fine.
I'll just keep an eye out for this elf lady.
I guess we could ask the constable if he knows anything about someone that fits that description. But he doesn't seem like he's the sharpest tool, so maybe not.
Yeah, he was talking with Oof about all his conspiracies.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we can ask. I mean, I don't even know
I
this
don't
Fred
know.
Higglebottom. I don't know if I owe him anything.
I don't know the next move we're supposed to take, so.
I'd like to go to. I mean, I think we should check out this quarry. And upon saying that, I'm going to kind of. Can I look down into the bottom of the quarry?
The quarry itself is actually not like a deep one. It's more like it's on the same level as you. They just dug into the mountain.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we have to go underground? It's like a tunnel into the mountain, or is there? Is it? It's just like there's a chunk missing out of the mountain.
Yeah.
There's just like a chunk missing out of the
Okay,
mountain.
cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Sorry,
we'll walk to the other end of the mountain, or the other end of the quarry.
Okay. Kind of like walking around the quarry. Generally, give me a perception check, Tsukiya and Jack. Rito, I'm going to say that you are too terrified by the prospect of more skelemans.
Oh, I hate them.
I know. Some
Okay.
motherfuckers.
I feel like I asked this last time, but if my roll is lower than my passive, can I just go with my passive, or does it have to be my roll?
Passive is useful for me, for like if someone is sneaking around, that is a DC for them to beat. You actively looking around,
I have to roll.
yeah.
Okay,
If you say I'm looking around, or I ask you for the I'm looking around roll,
sure.
it unfortunately has to be that.
I rolled a 2, so
I
it's
got a
almost
net
better.
20.
I also rolled a 2. Yay! Earlier.
So like at a certain point, Tsukiya, you look over and you just see like, you see Rito just kind of like just darting back and forth between boulders, going like doing that bird thing, where they just kind of like immediately snap their head to like one area to the other.
Right.
And you're just like looking like, what the? Oh, it's a bird. Yeah. Jack, however, you look around and you find on the back of a boulder. You notice one is kind of off to the side, kind of one side facing the quarry wall, and you notice an etching on the side of it, which looks like a triangle with a. It almost looks like a. Let's see here. Let me save my page there. It looks like a triangle, but in the middle of the bottom there is a little slit kind of cut out of it. So it looks like a triangle with a little. Not sure if I can actually do this. Well, I don't know. I actually don't want to show you the picture either. Looks like a triangle, but like a little slit cut out of the bottom.
Yeah, I
DM,
think I got you.
DM note. We found some of these symbols in our adventure, and Rito has a special hatred for one of them. I'm assuming you know which one, but I don't remember exactly what it looks like. It's the one with the Y on top, I think. Maybe it's not a Y. I think that it's like a three-pronged, maybe.
I know which one you're talking about. Where did you guys find it? Just
In the cave.
In Lance Rock, where you guys were just where?
Yeah, it was on one of the things, the zombie hulks.
Okay. Yeah, this as soon as Jack kind of shows you, the rest of the guys are you notice it's not the same. It's
Okay.
It's different. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to use that. I'll realize a few things now. Okay. But other than that, you don't really find anything walking around.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll see if either of them know what it means.
You can, if you wish,
Mm-hmm.
give me. You can give me a roll if you'd like.
Sure.
And you can choose which roll it's going to be. To identify this strange symbol.
I'd like to roll something upon, like, oh, I've seen this before, kind of thing.
Okay. So probably either an insight or like a history check.
Insight
Probably?
works. Insight's fine. Let's do
Okay.
it. All right.
I'll try, I guess, religion. Both
Okay.
that and history are the same for me, but I think it's religious. 14.
14.
I got 17 plus 5 is 22.
Okay. You said you were inciting yourself to see if you remember anything
Yeah.
from your past about this symbol. Okay.
This is
Tsukiya.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, what did you roll on?
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 1.
Oh, no. Give me
I was
something.
going to do history, but so I got a total of 2.
All right. Let's see here. I'll do it like this. I won't give you the individual information, but I'm going to give you a series of facts. Whether or not they relate to you might be it. You guys are kind of sitting there, kind of discussing about this symbol. None of you seem to have noticed something like this before.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely none of what your past is. But Rito, would you bring up that you saw the other symbol before, the one that you were talking about?
Yeah, I'll mention kind of a little bit, like, we're in a cave-in and this happened.
Okay, so you bring up this other symbol to the rest of the group, and it strikes a chord with a majority of them, and at a certain point, one of you brings up that this is actually one of the symbols of a clan in Waterdeep who actually runs a portion of the stone working business, kind of importing stone into Waterdeep. Another portion actually one of you kind of suggests that this also might be a symbol of one of the dwarven gods of, oh god, I had the god. Kind of one of the gods of stonework. But one of you also thinks it's not one of the gods, but rather something from the demi-plane. Let's see here. There it is. You also know that it's might be part of the demi-plane of Gehenna.
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 Isn't that hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This seems very strange to you. I think that's actually part of the world we're part of. Yeah.
It is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, as a Josh knowledge, not Rito knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with like the Dragonlance world, Kryn, so I don't really know like the gods and stuff here.
To be honest, I'm kind of the same way, but I don't know any of the actual, not even like Dragonlance or anything. But
I'm familiar with none.
Dungeons and Dragons kind of stuff.
I like doing the elemental plane stuff, so yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So, those are the kind of information that you get from this. Whether parts of them could be true, parts of them could be false. You guys kind of have a general discussion about it.
Where is Waterdeep in relation to where we are?
It is further back south. This is sort of like northern part of the Sword Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the more of the newer or rediscovered area. You know that this portion of land it was owned before, but something had happened.
Okay.
By the history books, I believe, kind of like orcs took over. Yeah. Kind of like the place was settled long ago by dwarves, but kind of fell off due to something.
I've never been that far south.
Neither have I.
This is possibly some of the most south I've been.
I've never been this far up, as in on land.
Oh, you mean above ground?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't really be familiar with any of this stuff. Well, like, you wouldn't know about, like, the dwarves of Waterdeep.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Can I do an investigation of the symbol itself? Like the boulder that it's on?
Sure.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Come on, Bappy. There we go. 11 plus 1 is 12.
Give me 1 second. Sort of a looking around this stone. Let's see here. Where are you at, you motherfucker?
It's your own adventure book. It's ridiculously large. And kind of disorganized.
Kind of. Like, I think I'm just disorganized. I keep taking out portions of, like, my... I've got a bunch of bookmarks, and I keep taking them out because I'm like, oh, no, look, I won't need this anymore. And then I'm like, oh, shit, I actually do need that. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, as you're kind of looking around the stone itself, you don't really see... let me bookmark that one as well. Boop. Okay. So as you're kind of looking around the stone, you really don't see much of anything around the boulder itself. You look to where it's facing, but it just seems like another cave entrance. Further down into the cave, you can kind of see it's just another dead end where they've been kind of mining the rocks.
Could I do a nature check to see if there's anything that doesn't really belong there?
Go ahead.
I got a 16.
Kind of looking around the rocks, a lot of it has been baked, so it doesn't really look every kind of thing kind of looks non-natural, but you kind of notice like the way that the rock is formed. It looks like it was naturally formed this way originally. They've just kind of picked into it, but kind of looking around, looking down the walls and everything seems smooth, like there's no entrances or anything.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is there's nothing here. Or we're just not seeing what you're wanting us to see.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Josh, you know you're muted.
Yes. I hadn't said anything yet, so
Alright.
Oh, okay.
I was still chewing a cookie.
Okay, I thought it looked like you were talking. I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm out of ideas, so.
I wouldn't have gone in the cave, but I'm gonna turn around and I guess. Should we just go tell them? I mean, I guess we should go talk to the constable. We, I guess, took care of the quarry. There was that guy. He's dead.
Yeah,
so I guess
there's a whole bunch of those masked dudes running around town. Where are the rest of them?
Maybe they turned to dust too.
Doesn't really seem to make sense, but.
I bird shrug again.
All you humanoids just turned into dust.
No, we turn into skeletons.
Some thinner than others. Or lighter, not thinner, I guess. I don't know about birds. Whatever. So I say we should go talk to the constable.
Okay. So, kind of leaving the quarry, was someone going to say something?
No, go ahead.
Don't you dare fucking interrupt me again. I will find you. Alright, so as you kind of leave the quarry, walking south, you see the constable kind of walking up towards you. He's been checking all of the inns, but he's been knocking on the guild hall door for quite some time apparently, because he seems frustrated. He's like, can you go in there and check if everything's alright? The damn door seems to be barred shut.
I'll fly up to the top floor, and there's a hole in the top of my room, in my perch room. And I'll check out the house from inside, just kind of like very quickly, just to make sure nobody else is inside.
For the most part, the house seems fine. A few things have been kind of knocked off the walls. As you kind of go down to the lobby, there's a lot of, well, what you assume now to be dead men on the floor because there's a lot of sand there, but you're not really sure. Like, a lot of people died here, or just a lot of sand got in. But other than that, you kind of see, like, maybe there are people sleeping, maybe there are people not sleeping. This is weird because of this world. But for the most part, it seems okay.
I'll tell him that the building seems fine and that everybody that was or was not in there is safe.
Okay. So he kind of goes, all right, good. Let's see here. I got a few other houses to check, but it's getting pretty late at night. Maybe you should head down for a rest. Actually, I'm not sure if
by
it
the
would be
way,
a better.
we killed someone.
What's that?
You say, oh, by the way, we killed someone, and it wasn't an old undead zombie lady.
He kind of stares at you for a long, good moment. And puts his hand on the hilt of his sword, and he goes, "Who did you kill?"
A masked man.
Oh, you actually got to one of them. You didn't capture them. You just killed them.
Well, he tried to get to me, so we had to. Well, he tried to get to them, too. Really,
Yeah,
he got to us. We didn't get to him, but then we got him.
We did get him.
I'm not sure how the rest of the.
Anyway, when he died, he turned to dust. Or dirt.
I'm sorry. He turned to what?
Dirt. Sorry, is my common that bad?
No. Your comment is spectacular for a bird. No, that just seems odd. I've never heard of something like that happening before.
I hope I never turned to dirt.
Me either. Well, okay. Well, apparently you could handle yourself if you were, I guess, dealing with earth elemental, maybe? I'm not really sure. I've never been out of Red Larch, but I've heard tales. Maybe you can help me deal with this other problem I have. I've got some bandits outside of town. Oof has been investigating them, but he says now it's not the right time to pounce, but a few robberies have happened in town. If you could deal with that for me, I know that they're out on the page that I was looking for. Apparently I removed the thing from.
I don't think I've ever heard of that place.
That place is a very cool place with all the peoples and the stuff.
The people's being the bandits.
The bandits are out on... The bandits are out on the Cairn Road somewhere. They've made a camp, and I've searched that entire area for the past 3 days, and I can't find anything. Even that tight-lipped Drake, whatever, the son of One-Eyed Tina, he won't tell me anything.
Well, maybe we could get a bird's eye view on the situation.
That sounds great. I'm not sure if it would be better to search for them at night, or... Well, I mean, you have a skeleton, so maybe that makes things better?
Like a black person getting you through the rough parts of town.
I don't mean to be bonused, but...
It looks like Tsukiya is getting bonused over there.
God damn it. I'm gonna need a beer. Okay, so if you find any more of these mashed figures, please let me know, and maybe next time if you could try to capture one. I would hate to figure out in the morning that you've actually killed one of the townsfolk.
Well, I would suggest telling the townsfolk not to wear masks and make me attached to the earth.
Also, don't attack us.
Oh, yeah, that... Well, they could do... Well, I don't know.
Do you know of anything about what's going on in the quarry? Because he really did not want us to go in there. Have you inspected that place? Do you know anything?
I would say for the most part, they... from... Whenever people have seen the little mashed figures walking around, they're usually not violent. They don't usually attack people, but they hang out in the quarry.
Is the quarry where you let the dogs play? Is the quarry the dog park?
I'm not familiar with this dog park.
Because we don't talk about the dog park.
No, wrong. That's a podcast. Shush.
I'm gonna say. Oh, by the way, have you seen this symbol around? And I'll do the triangle thing and go. But there's a little thing in the
She
bottom
like
of
uses
it.
some of her other bones to make the.
Yeah, I just.
And like you put up the triangle, he goes, "Oh, the aluminum." Oh, wait, no. Okay, that's different.
Oh, the Deathly Hallow. Oh no, not that one. Either.
No circle.
No, it's different. He's kind of like, no, I've never seen anything like that before. That's definitely weird. Might have been on a caravan or something. Why?
It was on a rock in the quarry.
Probably was the kids drawing stupid drawings.
I'm gonna move
Go ahead.
close to him without like being a creeper about it, and see if I can notice a weird smell coming out of him. The smell of
Okay.
moss.
You definitely smell a lot of sweat. This is like kind of an older gentleman. Like I said before, he's kind of got like a pot belly, but he's got armor and
Right.
whatnot also on him. You smell the stench of like dried blood and a lot of sweat. What's going on? I missed something.
No, it's just the image of Tsukiya sniffing old men.
Not in a weird way.
You smell different when you're awake.
It's sort of got like some ball sweat going on too, so it's like. But for the most part, like I said, just kind of dried blood, fire, and sweat, basically.
Okay. Is the dried blood from? Did people get injured in the earthquake?
Do you ask him that?
Sure. Was everyone okay after the earthquake? I know you've been checking around town.
Oh yeah, everyone was fine. I think someone had a sprained ankle, but we got that taken care of.
Did a perception check. Would I maybe be able to see some dried blood on his clothes?
Sure, go ahead.
I got a 19.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely see something. He's kind of looks like he strapped on some armor very quickly and left wherever he was before. But you see underneath his kind of like put together outfit and armor, he's actually got a butcher's smock underneath. And there's a hint of like blood there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we forgot he was a butcher.
I won't pursue that any farther.
Okay.
Do you know how many bandits there are, or should we just kill everyone we see out in the wild that isn't a town member?
I'm not sure exactly how many of them there are, but there's been kind of recent break-ins, kind of coming from the eastern part of Cairn Road.
You think they're organized?
To be quite honest, I'm not sure at this point. I know Jake, Oldie and his son, they kind of took him from town and kind of recruited him, but for the most part, I thought they were just kind of, wandering bandits that kind of got whatever they could come by. Of course, when they come to Red Larch, they just kind of took whatever they wanted.
So should we kill Jake or no?
Oh, Jake's back at his mom's house, so he should be fine. If you do find him out there, make sure if you do a favor to me, bring him back. We need to make sure this kid gets in check, but I think I saw him actually at the bar.
Oh, okay.
So, are these the same bandits that attacked us on the first episode?
No, actually, because the long road goes. Oh shit! Sorry.
Right. I know that we were at a different place. I was just wondering if. I mean, it's still right outside of town, so it's not that big of an area.
Mm-hmm.
So long road goes north and south. You guys were coming south to north on the long road. You did find bandits there, but it seemed like those were different bandits. The road that he wants you to go on is the Cairn Road, which goes towards the east. Also, little DM side note: those guys I made up, these guys are actually in the book.
All right.
So,
All right. Well, I mean, I can't really see well in the dark, but I am a bird, so I can deal. If you want to go now.
I mean, resting might not be too bad. Because I'm down to 7 hit points.
Yeah, I'm hurt, and I lost all my spell slots.
Okay. So, Constable, I guess we'll head up, rest at the guild hall, and we'll set out in the morning. We should be back tomorrow with good news.
Yes.
sounds good. All right. Well, I've got a few other things to do. I'm needing to check a few other houses. I've got to finish the butchering overnight and put it in the cellar to see it freeze or colder, so it doesn't go bad. You probably won't find me in the morning. I'll be asleep. Don't wake me up. I'll probably get like 3 hours. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Be safe, and if the earthquake happens again, remember, either a doorway or come running outside.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
bye.
bye.
Okay, bye. And I guess we head back to the guild.
Yeah. So for the expedite this. Do you guys want to do anything specific?
No.
No.
Gwynn wanting to sniff anyone in the middle of the night?
No sniffing. No sniffing.
I wonder what do Aarakocrans have a good Aarakocran, whatever it is. Do they have a good sense of smell? I have no idea.
Aarakocra? I don't think so.
The birds smell. I don't think there's anything in the guide about it, but
Yeah, I don't think they have a particularly good.
Yeah. That's an interesting question, though.
mhm.
Okay. So for the most part, you guys kind of go inside, go in your individual rooms, go to bed. Jack, you don't specifically seem to have a room, but there is an awesome closet.
I'll just stand there. I'll leave the door open.
That's what's his name's closet. Pat's closet.
Oh yeah, it is Pat's closet.
Maybe there are probably more than one closet.
Yeah, you find it like you open one and you're like, oh shit, that one's occupied, and close the door. You go to like the next one, open it up. Oh, this one's cool. You go inside there. You guys kind of rest up for a little bit. Wake up early in the morning and head out down the Cairn Road. The way that he was talking, it seemed like it wasn't kind of like off the. It seemed like it was more off the road where the bandits were. It seemed like he was searching this area for like days upon days, trying to find these specific bandits. Go ahead and make me a survival check, each of you.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
I got a 20
Okay.
total.
15.
18. Birds have a sense of smell, by the way.
What's that?
Birds in general have at least varying degrees of sense of smell, but it's assumed that it's pretty good.
Okay.
So just like average.
Let's see here. I'm going to say that going off the pass, east of the Cairn Road, you guys kind of notice some tracks going north into these sort of like wooded area.
Ooh, so like a forest, you would say?
Sort of like a forest, yes. A very
Maybe almost.
not so dense forest.
Okay.
But since you guys rolled so well, I was going to give you multiple directions. But you actually kind of find in the area there's like either a north path or a northeasterly path. Which one do you take?
So I have Natural Explorer, and my chosen terrain is forest. So if this counts, we can't get lost.
Okay.
And I'm always alert to danger.
Okay.
So,
We'll keep that in mind.
sure. What were the two?
You either have a north or a northeasterly direction. You each kind of like find like, oh, there are tracks here. Oh, there's also tracks here.
I would vote northeast, but
That sounds great to me.
Sounds perfect.
Okay. So as you kind of like follow these tracks in the northeasterly direction, the forest gets more and more wooded as you continue on, until you reach a point where you see an opening to the west of you. Beats. You also understand the tall tale signs of a black bear. You actually see a few signs of a black bear in the woods, Rito. Kind of like, droppings for the most part, and broken branches where it was kind of going about. But you also see a kind of what looks to be like if a black bear went to a rage and you saw a lot of claw marks on trees, as if it was attacking something. And to the west, you can kind of hear the low grumbling of a black bear.
I guess I don't know what position we would be in, but if I can, I'm gonna like hold out my wings to silently just like stop them from moving. Kind of hold my arms out in like a T shape to kind of stop them from moving forward, and take a couple steps back.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd stop when I see that.
And as quietly and silently as I can, try to explain the situation. Just tell them what I saw.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of gain information from Rito. Tsukiya, you kind of felt the same way. You noticed there was a struggle here, but you didn't really notice what type of animal it was. Like brown bears are a little bit smaller than black bears, I think.
It's the other way around.
brown bears
Okay.
are bigger, yeah.
Yeah, brown bears are larger. Black bears are kind of like not as big, so it didn't really make that much of an impression on you, since you're kind of used to like these types of animals being around.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely further to the west, you hear a low growling, and in the distance, you can kind of see movement through the trees. Okay.
I'm kind of curious to know what it was attacking, but I kind of just want to go back the other way.
Yeah, me too. 'Cause I don't want to fuck with this bear. So.
Yeah, bears are scary.
And I don't want to fly up and be seen by the bandit camp. Let's see. What would Rito do? Great. Okay. Let's see. So I can move stealthily at a normal pace in a forest. So if I move stealthily, do I move twice as stealthily, but it's slower?
I think if you move at stealth, you have to move half your speed. So you actually can move at your full speed while stealth.
Okay. Can I try to get a closer look at the bear to see if if I can get any idea of what it was fighting? Like I'll roll perception or investigation or nature. I just kind of want a better idea of what it was fighting. I'm going to sneak a little closer.
Okay. So as you're kind of like looking around the area, even Tsukiya kind of notices the place where things have been marked. I do believe that ability also allows you to bring people with you while stealthed.
Yes, the whole party.
Okay. So
It's
everyone
it's the whole party if we've only been here for like an hour. I don't know how long we've been in the forest.
You haven't walked an hour away, but I'll give it to you anyway.
Okay.
Let's see here. Everyone go ahead and give me a...
Sorry, what?
Stealth roll. Wonderful.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Ugh.
I got an unnatural 20.
I got a 6.
Ooh.
I got 27.
A 27?
Yeah, I have expertise in stealth,
Jesus.
and I rolled
Okay.
a 19.
There we go. She just becomes a tree.
Okay. I'm not doing math correctly in my head. Give me 1 second. That's 10, 5, and that is 2. Okay. So you guys kind of not successfully. You're not successful. I didn't say that. You guys kind of stealthily make your way through the forest, kind of finding small little branches and kind of twigs snapped. But you also notice that in the area, it's kind of like a doesn't have as many, I would say, smaller animals. Nothing's really making any noise. As you kind of get closer, however, you hear the growling more, and you can actually see that the black bear is actually in a cage, and milling around it, talking, are several bandits.
Hmm. I mean, we gotta free this bear.
Yeah, obviously.
We have. So, how many bandits are there? Can we see, or should I roll for it?
There are, I will let you know. There are 5 bandits.
So, I'm gonna tell them to stay where they are, and I'm gonna keep stealthily. I'm gonna kind of like put up my feathers and kind of go like this, and then point down, and then I'm gonna silently keep moving around, kind of just to get a flank on these guys.
Even though he does that, I'm going to move the other way.
And I am going to morph into the direwolf again.
Okay. So what do you? So you're.
I'm seeing it as like we're now in like a 3-pronged. Yeah.
What's that?
What was that?
Like we're in like it's like a 3-pronged attack, and we're gonna like come in and attack them.
Right.
All at once.
But Jack, are you? Okay.
Jack. So what I assume Jack was doing is because
Okay.
despite the fact that I said stay where you are, he kept moving. He moved back in the opposite direction that I moved in.
Yep. So if
Okay.
you move to the right in a circle, I move to the left in a circle.
Okay.
And I stay put.
So kind of like we're on opposite sides now. Like I'm gonna like crouch in the bushes or something.
Okay. Tsukiya, since you stayed there, go ahead and make me a perception check. But the other 2 of you, go ahead and make me a stealth roll to get around them.
Cool.
I got a 24.
Oh great. I got a 9.
I got an 18.
Okay. So as you kind of start sneaking around, Tsukiya, you notice, you kind of get like a better look at the bandits and the place that the bear is actually trapped in. It's sort of like this area is sort of like a brush-choked dell, kind of short distance from the road. The four bandits are actually kind of huddled around like a fire, kind of eating what seems to be breakfast to them, kind of like some jerky and whatnot. Another one of them, however, wearing more armor than the rest of them, and it actually has a scimitar by his side, kind of on the lookout. Kind of looks like he's the leader of the group. He's sort of like leaning back and yelling at them. Don't eat as much. We're gonna need some to go into You're gonna need your strength tonight when we go back into Red Larch.
Is he near me, or is he near where the other two are going?
He's more looking south towards the Cairn Road. You guys kind of went in from the eastern portion of it, so he's looking away from you guys.
Okay.
You also see that the bear is actually held in this wagon with a wooden cage on it, and inside the cage, the bear is kind of like pawing at the bars. And as you see Rito kind of go around, you see the bear kind of snap its head in his direction and roar. This kind of alerts the bandits a bit, but one of them just kind of goes over and smacks the side of the cage with a longsword, and he goes, "Shut up in there!" He kind of goes back down and sits down. He's like, "Why do we even have this bear anyway?" And the captain turns around and goes, "Black bears pick up a pretty good price on the market. The black market." They all sort of like,
Terrible.
These bandits are punny.
I hate them even more now.
Yeah. But the bear seems to keep track of you, Rito, as you kind of go through the forest,
Okay.
and starts growling a little bit more. And you actually... So I have a question. You guys just kind of like went in this area. Did you have like a signal, or were you just going to...
Nope. I couldn't find a way to communicate a signal of when to attack, so I'm just going to.
You're just going to?
I figured when someone gets injured by an arrow, they'll figure out what to do.
All right.
Yeah, probably.
So go ahead and make your surprise attack.
All right. Sweet. 16 plus 7, I'm pretty sure that hits, whatever that is.
Okay. Who are you attacking, by the way? You also do see the bandits, but one is standing up and the rest of them are sitting down. You can't really tell the difference between them, though.
I'm going to aim for the guy standing up. Just
Okay.
There's 5 total, right? 4 sitting down and the 1 standing up?
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to aim for the guy standing up just because he's easier to hit.
All right, you said 14 plus 7?
16 plus 7.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely does hit.
Yeah, 23. Let's see.
Go ahead and roll for damage. Arrow sort of like sticks into one of his side, and he like slowly turns, like, what the fuck did? And he like stares at one of the bandits on the ground until he actually realizes, oh shit, there's an arrow in my shoulder.
6 damage.
So he takes 6 points of damage.
Yep. And I'm going to try to remain concealed.
All right. I would.
Like if I need to like be behind a tree or something, or just take half cover or whatever it is.
Yeah, you're gonna have partial cover because of the forest. Hiding is actually an action.
Yeah.
It's specifically for the rogues, for them to pop out and go back in.
Okay.
But I will say I will definitely give you partial cover because you're in the forest.
That's
All right. So everyone else has a surprise action as well. So why don't we go to Jack?
All right. I'm going to pop out and go for, again, the standing guy. That'll be 15.
It would really help if I actually had the thing out. Wait, wrong book. I actually do have the thing. There it is. 15 will hit.
Ah, perfect. That'll be... Ooh, I almost forgot I'm hiding, so I have advantage. I'll roll that just to see if I got a crit.
Actually, I think you all get advantage because you guys have... Or surprise... I forget.
I think it's if you're hidden, you have advantage.
Right.
So I think everybody was from the bandits.
Okay.
Alright, so I did not get a crit. 4, 5, So that's 9, 10, 11.
11 points of damage.
Yep. And then I'll use my bonus action to hide again.
Alrighty. You sort of like pop out, shoot him, I guess, with a short bow.
Yep.
And pop back into the forest. He sort of like, as he turns, he looks at the bandits. And he's like, "What the fuck?" Notices one arrow, and as soon as like he notices the one arrow, he turns and another arrow gets stuck into the other shoulder. He looks and he goes, "What the fuck?" As Tsukiya takes his turn.
Well, I kind of don't want to attack because I don't have a ranged attack, and so I have to go out there. And since you both are still hidden, you're just all gonna come after me, which kind of sucks.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, you can take it.
So I'm gonna pounce at the standing guy and attack him, and I get a 21 versus AC.
All right. I think I'm going to say you guys had advantage on this, so if you want to roll again to see if you crit.
Sure. I did not.
Okay. So a dire wolf comes pouncing out of the forest.
And it's 2d6 plus 3. So a total of 10 damage.
Alrighty.
And he has to make a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. Yeah, he gets a 17. As you sort of like pounce on him and rake your claws across his chest, he sort of stands his ground fairly well, actually, and he seems to be face to face with you. And as you growl in his face, he kind of does the same back to you.
He growls at me?
He growls at you.
Okay. There's like no way that I can run back into the forest and try to get some cover, or is that possible?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
Go ahead. Rito
No.
Rito and Jack, go ahead and give me a perception. Actually, no. What is your perception?
15.
12.
Okay. That's your passive perception?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So from behind both of you, you guys hear something kind of crashing through the forest. And that's where we're going to end it today. There seems to be something is kind of behind the both of you, and it's kind of that ending action sequence where the ending TV sequence where you just shot your bow and arrow, and that dire wolf, or Tsukiya, the dire wolf, kind of pounces on that bandit, and you guys are like, "Yeah, we got him," you know, and it's kind of the pan of Rito kind of like turning on and going, "What the?" and then just end. All right.
That was good. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you all for playing. I hope you guys had a interesting time. I know it's kind of a cliffhanger in a very weird way since the way that we have this campaign.
Yeah.
But I think this will be a good starting point for me next time, even if some of you do or do not play.
Okay.
Because I can have some of you be kidnapped.
Yay.
And other things. But
Kidnapped, turned into a tree.
Wait, who said anything about trees?
I
I'll
did.
write that down, but it's definitely something for later.
It's an ant. We're being attacked by an ant.
Ah.
I like this idea.
Are ants in the monster manual?
I think so.
Or like entish type things.
I mean, there are like thorny monsters, but
Right.
I don't know. I think they're called blights, twisted blights.
Yeah.
I think there are specific things called ents, though. Elves. No, there aren't. They at least aren't called ents.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I just did a search for it. There's nothing. There's no answer.
All right.
All right. Cool. That was fun.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
had a good time.
Yeah, I always do.
Actually, you guys will obviously get some XP for this. I'm going to say because you research or you actually went out and searched for them, and you searched them. You kind of helped the constable deal with some things.
Mhm.
I'm going to give you each 50 XP for that.
Yay.
Yay.
For starting the fight, and I'm going to give. I got to find out what you did at Red Larch.
I can tell you, I just didn't want to tell you a whole lot and spoil it in case you ever end up going there or whatever.
We probably won't, to be honest. That's actually a very major portion of this part,
Hmm.
and even going through that, you guys get a lot for going through that. So I'm not. I think he may run it twice with the two groups, but
That's
I'm
what he
going
did.
to just kind of set it aside.
He did run it with both groups.
Yeah.
Because I was in one group one time and then with another group for the second half.
Yeah.
It's been interesting jumping around. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, it has been interesting trying to actually like shoehorn people into stuff like that too. I actually played yesterday and we finished the rest of it.
Cool.
And it was interesting, especially playing with Pat and
Yeah.
John and the rest of them. I think.
So we got to the point where we came in, found the two dudes on the ledge, went through the cave into the room filled with corpses, and then turned around and went the other way, past the altar, and that's where we stopped.
Okay. Yeah, that's where mine came in. And he said there was kind of a cave in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, the corpse cave. 3 scaly mans and 3 zombies. What is second level XP?
I have no idea.
53. 150.
Level 3, I get to pick from my familiar, and I'm thinking I'm going to go with a bird with a bird.
A bird. You just like look to it and go, what's the word? A bird, bird, bird.
300 for level 2 and then 900 for level 3.
Okay.
I'm at 1040 now.
Oh, you're at 10 what?
1040.
1040?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna say you probably have the same XP. Oh, well, he's talking.
Sorry, you go ahead.
You probably had the same XP as them, 1040. I looked it up. It really doesn't give you that much, but doing a majority of the cave should get you up to 3rd level. Doing what we did today too. So.
Okay.
Cool. I would say just write down 1040 and then ask Sam if that's okay.
I will do that thing.
I try not to mess up people who come over here and play with us, so it doesn't mess up his game as well.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, I feel like that should be fine because, like you said, like we reached level 2 on the first session, and then we spent the whole second session as level 2, and he said he did the same thing.
Yeah,
so like we should be pretty much on par. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think whoever played yesterday actually got to level 3 as well.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Alright, well, thanks for playing tonight, guys. Hope we can play again next week, if nothing goes awry. But,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream.
I'm gonna peace out. Y'all have a good one.
See you guys.
All right.
You too. Bye.
Bye.